the entire premise of the government's attack on me personally and professionally is on the basis that by my client challenging the statutes that were passed recently in the House of Representatives, the foreign reserves of Belize are at risk. That is false and untrue. The foreign reserves of Belize are protected in the United States of America by the law of the United States of America. The reserves of Belize cannot be attached. Reserves held by the Central Bank cannot be executed against by any judgment creditor. The government knows that, and they are misleading the Belizean people into believing that there is a crisis and that the foreign reserves are at risk. That is not so.
Okay. In relation to that, there was the judgment earlier this week. You explained why you can't speak about it, but when it refers to assets of the government of Belize, what specifically is being talked about?
Well, all that judgment has done, as far as I am aware, is to say that the judgment creditor can make an application to any court in the United States if you have identified assets of Belize other than reserves. That's what that says. If you can find commercial assets of the government in the United States, then you go to the court where that commercial asset is and try to attach it. That has nothing to do with the reserves of Belize.
And what would be examples of that?
By way of an example, let us say the government of Belize owned sugar plantations in Belize, and it sold the sugar on the international market to Tate and Lyle. That's a commercial transaction, and therefore the payment that would be due from Tate and Lyle to the government of Belize could be attached, because that is a commercial undertaking by the government entering into a commercial contract with Tate and Lyle, and the proceeds of sale could be attached. So that's an example of the type of thing that can be attached, which is completely separate and different. For example, the government getting money from the IDB, the government getting money from the IMF, the government borrowing money from Taiwan, which are all official loans to the government of Belize and which form part of our foreign reserves. Those are immune by the law of the United States.